Good morning. You're in the back room with Becky. It is a marvelous Monday, and it is a dark and cold day today. Not extremely cold, but like in the 40s, and so it's bearable. Um, oh my goodness. Yeah. You want to see how tired Miss B look? This is how tired I am. Even when Raven was sick and about to pass away in the hospital, I never had dark circles or puffy eyes. And I lived basically in the hospital for almost 7 years, along with her and other members of the family. But, the thing about life, I find the most interesting thing is that if you want to know if you're on the right track, just wait for people to criticize you. Speaking of criticizing, you're in the back room with Becky. It's a marvelous Monday. And you know we are here for miserable mentions. The Atlanta Housewives last night was not quite as out the chain as usual, but there was a lot of revealing things that were said. And it was a little bit, I would say, I had an emotional moment here and there with Kim, getting ready to move into her new house. And sisters, don't get alarmed and don't get upset because, I think that most of us are looking at her and saying, how in the hell did that high-class hooker land such a good man? Well, it's the law of averages. Eventually, you screw enough men, you gonna run up on the right one. One that will stick and stay. I'm not recommending it. And if she was a black woman, they wouldn't be holding her up there in such high esteem with 3 baby daddies. Kim is ghetto. Don't care how you put it. Her dad is so woefully inappropriate. Did you hear that when they came to visit the baby? And she said, he's a pig. He just really, he just messing around when he's breastfeeding. And her father says, and does he play with the other breast while he's sucking on one? And they laughed. And the children were in the room. I'm like, okay, we see where you come from. That's just ain't nothing wrong with being inappropriate. Okay. Now, your life has changed in the last year. You still cuss like a sailor. You have no loyalty to your girlfriends. You throw folks on the train at the least aggravation. You tend to be over the top in everything you do. And why did the interior decorator have to be a bitch? Okay, see, I got a problem with Kim. When you calling on all these black females to help you organize and design your house. You got a black woman that helps you keep your house together. Your assistant is a black woman. You have some of my best friends is black people. But I see something in her that's going to come out. And, in the first year of a relationship, you're still getting to know each other. So, this was a whirlwind courtship. And then, bam, they got a baby. Him being a country boy, the right thing to do is you stick and you stay. And that's his first child. And probably she was doing some tricks that the little girls they did not know. So, Kim is a little older than him. I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying, let's don't just throw a parade just yet. The other thing that was kind of offensive, I think, is, when she was going back and talking about, when they looked on that wall to see her friends and all the people who had been there. See, here's a danger that a lot of women run the risk of. We as women tend to, when we find a nice man or a boyfriend, the hell with the girlfriends that was there wiping your eyes and holding your hair back while you was throwing up in the trash can. You just, I don't get that. I mean, it's like if they don't come to Kim, I think somebody done told her she's the queen bee. Well, you's the queen bitch as far as I'm concerned. Get your life together. And just because it look good, don't mean it is good. Moving on. My miserable mentions for this Monday, they start with an M. Can you guess? I thought Kandi was really off the chain for her show. Letting that girl even bring NeNe up. You should never discuss anybody who doesn't have an opportunity to have equal time to rebut whatever has been said about them. Y'all need to keep NeNe's name out your mouth. And then on the show with what's his name, Andy, the housewife pimp, they did a poll and everybody's like, NeNe should get coal in her stocking. Well, guess what? NeNe can put whatever she wants to in her stocking, and it's not depending on the opinion of others. Yes, she's got a little bit of the big head. Yes, she needs to stop name dropping and telling her what every piece of article of clothes. But she's not the only one on TV that does that. Yes, she is kind of different this year. But you know what I found? When I was not doing so well in my life, they loved me. My girlfriends loved to listen to my miserable stories. And, oh, girl, I'll just leave him. Girl, you need to do something better for yourself. Girl, you fabulous. Don't even worry about that. Now that she's feeling like she's fabulous and owning it, she might have a little of the big head. Because y'all like to constantly bring up, she's a moose. She's bigger. Kim, you ain't that skinny. We saw that ass last night with no girdle on. Yeah, you was jiggling and shit. Everybody that's had a baby got the potential for stretch marks, cellulite, and a little extra weight. So, let's back up off NeNe. NeNe got curves, and she's tall. And then questioning whether or not I saw her in Sepia magazine from years ago. Okay, well, go Google her if you don't think she did anything like that. And this is the thing that we need to get away from. You know, we tend to look at somebody and judge them on the outside. NeNe is hurt. If she's lashing out at people, it's because she's hurt. She's got her son back at home. She's a good mother. She's trying real hard to earn a living and take care of her own and still try to decide, can this marriage be safe? So I give kudos to NeNe for walking past all them haters and still keeping her head up high. I wish she would stop name dropping. This is my thing to all of us who purchase designer wear. You are a billboard for somebody else's brand. Just meditate on that. And is the brand you representing catering to the part of the population that you are? If you gay and you buying a whole bunch of stuff and those people are anti-gay, I wouldn't wear their stuff. And I definitely wouldn't be on TV. Oh, what are you wearing? I'm wearing Christian Dior. I'm wearing it. Get out of here. I don't even think those questions are relevant unless you on the red carpet. So having said that, I defend NeNe in the fact that her attitude is a little bit hyped up. SHEREE. Evil. And now we know why. You roll up in a Porsche. You mad because your husband said you been taking care of him. You'll be all right. It wasn't so much that he don't want to give anything, but I'm sure he supported her all the time that they were married. So 14 years, 13 years, whatever it was. And she got accustomed to this lifestyle. But when you jumped out here with She by SHEREE, the Independence Party, the Aston Martin, and now you're building the house from the ground up, you've lost the sympathy of most of the people watching. That's why I kept saying about NeNe. NeNe, calm down just a little bit because you're being too extra now, and it makes you look like the mean girl. And SHEREE looks like the mean girl. But my miserable mentions go to the two M's. Who in the hell? Marlo, you a high-class hooker. And did you hear Kim saying, she did, well, God bless you with that hole to make your money with. Well, I had already said it, but I didn't say it that vulgar. When they kept saying, well, what was your gift? What was your talent? I said, her gift was her coochie. She could sell that. So she was, and then Kim says, who does that? You do that, bitch. That's how you got where you are. Big Papa. Before then, listen, y'all. Nurses make a lot of money, okay? But they don't make Rolls-Royce, Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz money unless they the director of nursing. Okay, let's just check that. So Kim has been a sugar daddy seeker since her marriage ended when she was pregnant with the little girl. Now, the one thing that kind of was strange to me, they say Brielle's father. But they don't say that, they say it's 3 different fathers. So she was married to somebody else when she got pregnant with Ariana. You still feel sorry for her? I don't. Marlo the hoe. Socialite. I asked my mom, I said, What is a socialite? She said, like she used to tell me when I was a little girl, look it up. A socialite is someone who usually comes from old money, who is a patron of the arts, who is sought after for charity events and notoriety when they're hosting a party, when they do a party anywhere. Oh, we got to invite so-and-so. Now, when I think of socialites, I think of like the Kennedys, you know, the old money. But if you got sugar daddies that's giving you an allowance and you had the nerve to say that, and then you tried to go hard on Kandi, what? They better not put Marlo on that show as a regular, because I told y'all, somebody's leaving that show. They bringing her in to see how we feel about her. We don't like that bitch. She's nasty, she's mean, and she's not a good role model for our girls and women. I don't want y'all thinking that, you know, because that's starting to make me have a bad taste in my mouth about Atlanta. We got shows to do out there. I know it's not all of Atlanta. I know that there's a lot of really, really good, talented, smart, influential people, black people and others in Atlanta. Some of the people that I love a lot live in Atlanta. But my overall view, if I was in another country and other countries are watching, how do you think that look? It looked like, oh, to be a socialite, all you got to do is sleep with rich men. And that's what hookers do? Excuse me. Escorts. Call girls. That's what they do. They just put a woman in the pen for the very thing that Marlo and Kim used to do. I'm just saying. Rolling up real fast. Phaedra Parks and SHEREE, they had to go their separate ways. Why? Because SHEREE talked too much. And I'm glad that Phaedra didn't even cash a check. She just saved it and gave it back to her, because it is still going to affect their relationship. Because, see, SHEREE don't believe she can do anything wrong. But she did wrong when she threw that water on that man and told him she was going to take him to court. You pissed him off. You embarrassed and humiliated him in front of his children and the rest of the world. And you really think he was going to just pay you and give you a pass? You need to humble yourself. So my two miserable men and the beautiful event. Why was he not there? I'm going to tell you why he left. Peter left because he heard you when he was taking that picture with his wife saying about, where was he at when we was mopping floors and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? He was at a pool party. Everything that girl says, she's like she's waiting. Even Kite up in New York. Are you really happy in your marriage? Y'all get out that woman's business and give her a chance. And Cynthia, stop telling them all your business about your husband. You in the back room with Becky. My miserable mentions for Monday, the two M's. Marlo the hoe. And Mal, the sister, who needs to get in her own business and stay out of Peter and Cynthia's. Hey, that's all the time I got for you in the back room with Becky. And peace, love, and understanding. An extra portion of peace and understanding. Let them bring the boys home from the Middle East. Let's pray for that. As always, for the people.